CNN's Nick Robertson is in Moscow. So, Nick, Russian President Vladimir Putin sent another televised message, but he sent it to an unlikely audience, Ukraine's military. What did he say?
Yeah, this seems to be another message where President Putin is not reading the room very well, to send a message, as he did to the Ukrainian military, essentially telling them to turn on their own government. That was what he was saying. We've heard other chilling messages coming from other officials here in the country. That the Kremlin spokesman today saying that the Ukrainian military has taken advice and information from U.S. advisors and is placing its military hardware in civilian neighborhoods. Now, when you think about the Russian playbook, because we've heard this sort of narrative before, the Russians have been saying so far that they're only going to target the military and they're not going to target the civilian neighborhoods. I mean, they were saying that only this morning. And this afternoon they're saying, oh, well, actually there's military hardware in those civilian neighborhoods. And it very much feels and looks, given their previous playbook, that they will now target civilian neighborhoods in potentially Kyiv and other places. That's a very chilling narrative. The words of President Putin that you were mentioning were very chilling as well. He used some pretty derogatory language. Fascists, neo-Nazis was a language he was using about the Ukrainian authorities. And again, as you say, that appeal to the military, to the people of the country, to turn on the leadership. This is how he framed it.
Do not let Banderites and neo-Nazis use your children, wives, and old people as human shields. Take power into your own hands. It looks like it will be easier for us to come to an agreement than with this gang of drug addicts and neo-Nazis that has settled in Kyiv and taken hostage the entire Ukrainian people.
So taken with these cues that there could be military hardware in those civilian neighborhoods, it really is a threat to the people of Ukraine. There has been a narrative today from the Kremlin that they could strike up peace talks, talking with Ukrainian officials. Putin had said that he was willing to meet in, or willing for his officials at least, to meet in Minsk with Ukrainian officials. Minsk, of course, the capital of Belarus. Belarus, of course, the country that has been host of Russian forces and is actually a pathway and gateway for those Russian forces to invade Ukraine. The Kremlin saying that actually later in the day, the Ukrainian authorities saying no, rather not go to Minsk for talks. We would choose Warsaw, capital of Poland. That track of diplomacy has apparently gone dead. And one interesting, perhaps quite poignant note here, and I think given those protests that we saw on the streets of Moscow and other cities across Russia last night, 1,700 people arrested there, by the way, the Kremlin spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, his daughter, on Telegram, on a verified account with 180,000 followers, actually posted a "Stop the War, No to the War" message on her Telegram account. It has now been taken down, but yes, the spokesman for the Kremlin, the man who speaks for President Putin, his own daughter saying no to the war. That's pretty powerful.
Sure is. Wow, that is absolutely fascinating. Generational, and we could have a whole other discussion about that. Nick, thank you so much for